true cinematic experience is coming outside of your home, going somewhere and interacting with the neighbor and friend that you've got. And I think that's what we've developed here at Film Club.
Andy Geyerson, creative director at the Alamo Drafthouse, started Film Club with his wife when they owned the Winchester Book Gallery a decade ago. Today, that club regularly hosts 50 to 150 of its 2,800 members to screenings of foreign and art house films and documentaries, followed by group discussions.
I think we're getting into a new world or a new avenue that social media has overtaken sort of our lives, and we're looking for that escape from social media, which in a weird sense is interacting one-on-one with people now. And so people are looking to come and have a cold beer, to have a bite to eat, to talk with someone who they've seen at 3 or 4 screenings already that have sort of developed into a weird family dynamic, and then to talk about the movie afterwards. I think actually Film Club is a unique opportunity to enhance and grow the cinematic experience. I hate going to a movie and just sitting down and not talking to anyone. It's kind of like an airplane or anything like that. I mean, you find the most unique people when you sit down next to them and talk. And so I walk the audience before a Film Club screening, and I encouraged other people to do this as well. And just introduce people who are sitting next to each other. And then what happens is that when they come back, they want to sit next to those people and get to know them even more. And so you can't do that on a streaming service. You don't even have to put your shirt on in a streaming service. And to me, the respect and excitement of going on to a theater and watching a movie, especially on a screen this size and to have the sound at you, you can't get away from that in any way, shape, or form. Streaming won't take away from it.
The kinds of movies the club watches probably would not have been shown commercially in Winchester before. Geyerson said private distributors are now looking at Winchester as a viable market to show their films and turn a financial profit because of the club membership and their willingness to purchase tickets. This has been successful to the point that Winchester is getting showings of films that aren't even appearing in Washington, D.C. or Austin, Texas.
I grew up here in Winchester, Virginia. I'm a graduate of Hamlet High School, and there was no way movies from outside of the mainstream were ever really coming to this area. Occasionally one would pop up here and there, and I always questioned why couldn't this work in Winchester, Virginia? And the answer I always received was they just don't have the market for these films in this area. And so I said to myself, we need to build that market and develop it. And so I really challenged the audience, especially when we have these screenings. It's never about Andy and watching movies or anything along those lines. The whole thing about Film Club is this community wants these movies, and so they need to come and support by watching, by buying a ticket, and showing distributors that there's a need for this in this community. And I think that resonated with this area. I think they were like, yes, I don't want to drive to DC. I don't want to spend $100 every time I go up there on a movie, parking, and food. Let's support this and really see where it goes. And here we are today, coming off of a 4-day film festival. We have 3 movies this week that we're screening, and we have ticket sales that are doing very well with that. And again, it's not because of me as much as I appreciate you guys being here. It's absolutely because of the audience that comes. If it were just me sitting in that theater, you guys wouldn't be here right now. It's absolutely that community. And they said, we want this change in this area.
The Film Club model, as it's developed in Winchester, has been so successful, the Alamo is beginning to put resources behind instituting similar programs in its markets across the country. Geyerson said the local program has room to grow and continue developing a local appetite for cinematic arts.
Folks now know directors, they know actors, they know more than just the mainstream Hollywood. They're asking for films from Czechoslovakia, from France, from Australia. We're becoming worldly cinema watchers because we watched this one movie that had this great actor in, and now we want to see 4 or 5 more, and as we develop and grow that. So that was my whole genesis to this, is how do I get more people to like these sort of things? And it just takes people showing up and saying, this is great. And you walk into a movie theater, we've all done it, where you've taken a risk on a movie. You're like, oh, I'll try this little art house film, and you go there, and there's 4 people in there. You find yourself saying, did I make the right decision? What am I doing here? You come to a film club screening, and there's 50 to 60 people. There's an energy about that when you sit down, you're like, I want to do more of this. Because the movie may or may not be great, but the audience there was clapping and cheering or laughing. is a really cool experience, so to speak of. And that's really what we are creating, or what we have created here in Winchester, and what I believe will be created as these markets grow and develop.